Rapper Trouble dropped a bombshell revelation about a high-profile murder case that has shocked the music industry. For those of you who may not know, Trouble is a popular American rapper known for his hit songs and unique style. However, he has made recent headlines for a very different reason: his involvement in a murder case that took place in a recording studio in Atlanta back in 2019. The incident resulted in the death of a victim and left Trouble with a serious legal battle. Through this video, we will dive deeper into the story and explore the details of the case, including Trouble's role in the shooting and how the incident has impacted his life and career. Bambino Gold, whose real name was Edward Reeves, was an up-and-coming rapper from Alabama who was tragically murdered in 2017. The case of this murder gained national attention due to the brutality of the crime and the fact that his body was not discovered until several months after he went missing. Investigators worked tirelessly to piece together the events leading up to his death and to identify his killers. While several people have been arrested and charged in connection with the murder, the case remains unsolved as of 2021, leaving many questions unanswered about the circumstances surrounding the death of Bambino Gold. Muriel Samonate, or popularly known as Trouble, is an American rapper and songwriter from Atlanta, Georgia. He rose to fame with his hit song Bring It Back in 2017 and has since released several successful albums. However, Trouble has recently made headlines for something other than his music. In November of 2017, Edward Reeves, a rapper known as Bambino Gold, and his cousin Kendrick Stokes went missing. The two were last seen leaving a studio in Atlanta. Their bodies were found a few days later in rural Alabama. The case quickly made headlines and shocked the hip-hop community. Many fans and fellow rappers expressed their condolences and demanded justice for the two men. The investigation into the murders went in for several months, and there were no arrests made. However, in 2019, a man named Flea, whose real name is Darnell Holmes, was arrested and charged with the murders. Flea was a close associate of Bambino Gold and had reportedly been with him on the night of the murder. Recently, Trouble made a shocking revelation about the case. In a video that has since gone viral, the rapper admitted to being involved in the murder of Bambino Gold. Trouble stated that he was present when the murder took place and that he had helped Flea dispose of the bodies. The confession has left many fans stunned and has raised questions about the justice system. Trouble's confession shed light on the details of the murder that had remained a mystery for so long. In his statement, he revealed the motive behind the crime and the events leading up to it. He explained how he had planned and executed the murder with the help of his accomplice, providing details about the weapon used and the location where the crime took place. His confession also implicated others who were involved in the crime, revealing a complex web of relationships and alliances. Overall, Trouble's confession was a significant breakthrough in the investigation and provided valuable information to the authorities. Trouble's confession can have a significant impact on any investigation. When a suspect confesses, it can provide investigators with valuable information that can help them solve the case. Confessions can also save time and resources that would otherwise be spent trying to prove a suspect's guilt. However, investigators must also be cautious when dealing with confessions, as false confessions can and do occur. They must also ensure that the confession was obtained legally and that the suspect was not coerced into making it. Ultimately, the impact of Trouble's confession on the investigation will depend on the specifics of the case, including the credibility of the confession and the evidence available to corroborate it. When it comes to the world of hip-hop, the reaction from fans and the community is often passionate and intense. However, hip-hop has always been a genre that thrives on authenticity, and fans are quick to call out artists who they believe are not true to the culture. At the same time, hip-hop fans can be fiercely loyal, and an artist who earns their respect can count on a dedicated following that will stick with them through thick and thin. In recent years, the hip-hop community has become more diverse and inclusive, with artists from the backgrounds making their mark on the genre. This has led to a wealth of new voices and perspectives, as well as an ongoing conversation about what hip-hop means and where it's headed in the future. If a person confesses to a crime, it can have a significant legal implication. In the case of Trouble's confession, the admission of guilt can be used as evidence against them in a court of law. This can result in criminal charges being filed, and if convicted, Trouble could face penalties such as fines, probation, or even imprisonment. Additionally, their confession could potentially be used against them in any civil lawsuits related to the crime. It's important to note that a confession must be voluntary and not coerced in order to be admissible in court. If Trouble's confession was obtained through coercion or duress, it may not be admissible as evidence. However, if the confession was made freely and without any external pressure, it can have serious legal consequences. Confessing a crime can be a difficult and complex ethical issue. On one hand, confessing can bring closure to victims and other families, and it can also help an individual take responsibility for their actions and make amends for the harm caused. However, on the other hand, confessing can also have negative consequences, such as facing legal punishment or retribution from those affected by the crime. Additionally, some individuals may feel pressured they can feel pressured to confess due to social or psychological factors such as guilt, fear, or coercion. Ultimately, the decision to confess to a crime should be made carefully and thoughtfully, considering both the potential benefits and consequences as well as any ethical considerations related to honesty, justice, and the well-being of all parties involved. Justice and closure are essential for the families of victims of crimes as it provides them with a sense of relief and peace of mind. The loss of a loved one to a violent crime can be incredibly traumatic. Justice helps to hold those responsible for the crime accountable for their actions, ensuring that they are punished for their wrongdoing. Closure, on the other hand, follows and allows families to begin the healing process and move on with their lives. It is important for the criminal justice system to provide both justice and closure to victims' families to help them cope with their loss and feel that their loved one's memory has been respected. The Bambino Gold murder case, which took place in Alabama in 2017, highlights several important lessons. First and foremost, it serves as a reminder that violence and criminal activity can happen in any community, regardless of its size or perceived safety. Additionally, the case highlights the dangers of becoming involved in illegal activities of associating with individuals who engage in criminal behavior. The tragic outcome of the case also underscores the importance of law enforcement agencies and the justice system in protecting communities and bringing those who commit crimes to justice. Finally, the case serves as a reminder of the value of human life and the devastating impact that violent crimes can have on families, friends, and entire communities. Thank you for watching our video on the shocking revelation made by rapper Trouble about the murder of Bambino Gold. The case has raised important questions about the justice system and the role of social media in sharing information about criminal investigations. We hope this video has shed light on the case and provided some insights into the impact of Trouble's confession. As the investigation continues, we will keep you updated with any new developments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more updates from the world of entertainment.